in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for the men's quarterfinals. My name is Dave Vincent alongside the self-proclaimed greatest white athlete of all time, Dave Chapman.
Okay.
My name is Dave Vincent.
Score is 0-0.
And the score here is 0-0.
All right, we're getting started here, just watching the first couple points.
It's Dave Fink and Armando Ortiz battling it out. Mondo from Norwalk, California. Dave Fink from Tucson, Arizona via Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Referee is
1 serving 0.
Martin Mulkerns. Armando has 1.
Mark.
Make that 2.
2 serving 0.
Dave, I don't know the last time you played Mondo, but
short.
His serve to
Second
the right
serve.
is about as deadly as anybody. And Dave Fink being left-handed is going to be exploited if Mondo could find that serve. Fink told me one time, I know where the serve is going, and I still have trouble getting to it.
You can see Dave wanted to pick up the pace here. He really starts fast.
Mark.
And that ball mouses into that left corner. 1 point for Fink, 2 for Mondo Ortiz.
1 serving 2.
When Dave starts picking up that pace in the server's box, and if the referee allows it, which I believe Martin Mulkerns is the ref to allow it, it's difficult for your opponent or to be an opponent of Dave Fink's. Because now Mondo, you know, is already feeling a little tired here, and Fink's right there ready to serve again, and the referee's giving it to him. This is the longest rally so far of this match. Let's see who goes for the first shot. There it is. Mondo goes to the right. Dave on one knee is able to get the ball back, unable to get it to the front wall, and it's a side out.
It's good to see the towel out at 2-2. Beginning of the game.
Score is 2 serving 2.
I can guarantee you there's no sweat whatsoever on any part of anybody's body. And that was a terrible left-handed fish shot to the ceiling. 3 now.
I don't think I've ever seen him use that shot before, Dave.
Not very often.
3 serving 2. Mark.
2 unforced errors by Dave Fink.
4 serving 2.
See if he goes back to the left.
That ball hits Mondo in the face. Nope. Mondo served the ball and his eye guards broke during the serve, and he paused, and Dave played through it, and it's a side out. Mondo knows the rule, too. I thought the ball maybe grazed his face and knocked his eye guard off, but Dave's saying, hey, I'm going up here to serve because...
Do you need an equipment timeout? You need to change? Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes of that.
Mondo's historically had problems with his eye guards. If you remember back in time to some of these U.S. Opens where he would literally swing and hit a ball and his eye guards would fly off during the rally, and he'd look for his eye guards, sometimes leave him on the court while he's still playing out the rally. And
2 serving 4.
A lot of controversy with that.
Well, the thing about that was it didn't. Great get by Fink. The eye guards or the nose piece didn't affect the play. That's why the referee didn't call an equipment
3
hinder.
serving 4.
That ball was short. No call from the ref.
It was short.
Replay. He couldn't move. Yeah, he was stuck. Replay.
Referee did miss many short calls yesterday. So it's nice to see he's continued his tradition.
And this is where Dave's good. He's picking up the pace, kind of
Together at
speeding
4.
through this serve here.
That's a short ball again.
It looks short to me, too.
Well, it's because it was.
Side away.
Had no appeal from Dave Fink. And you can see Mondo taking his eye guards off. His second replacement eye guards here.
4 serving 4.
Mondo likes to look to the right and serve to the left. That's what he does. He looks to the right, goes to the right.
Nice defensive return by David Fink.
And off.
Front wall, left wall, gets him deep in the court and an unforced error.
Why is it that players have a better defensive shot with their offhand
Same score,
than they do
4
with their
plays
strong
4.
hand?
Well, because when you start out playing, your offhand is just, it's awkward.
You're appealing that.
So
I saw it good.
all you're
You
trying
thought
to
it
do
was
is
good?
just hit the ball
You
with your
disagree?
offhand.
Side away.
And over the years, you just develop a better defensive offhand than strong hand.
Okay. Eric.
Dave is trying to
Eric and Dalton.
kick out
Well,
one of
he has a
the
good view. He can see
sideline
across there.
refs here. I guess I can agree with Dave here. It is actually short. It
Wanna do
wasn't
first?
that far short.
Okay.
But
Is Emmett, can you do line? You're playing next. Is there someone there who can do line?
I don't know who the line judge
Anyone?
was that Dave just kicked out, but
We need a line. Will you? You can. You'll do it? Okay.
there's a little stop of play here as they're getting a new line judge over on that left side. And I believe now we found our line judge. His name is Craig Silva. And
Okay.
he's living in
side
a
away.
camper behind the Peak Health and Wellness.
Score is
for
4
this
serving
tournament.
4.
He sells horses out of Montana. So that sounds like a great resume for a line judge.
He is WPH certified, so
I don't know about
Mark.
that. And Dave is doing everything in his power to make sure that every
serving
crowd
4.
that he plays in front of hates him. 5-4.
well, he was toned down when he came out, and he was right.
Short.
That was short. A late call, but short.
You know, when a
So it's
ball
short.
is 6 inches short,
You disagree?
the referee should call it short. So he
So, first serve.
had a
Wow.
legitimate argument there.
Referee finally calls a ball short, and he's disagreed upon by
Short.
his line judges, and the ball was short.
Yes.
It's crazy. No matter where you
Second
go,
serve.
everybody's got an opinion. Love this camera angle. That camera angle reminds us of the old Jeff Kastner days when we only had that one camera, Dave.
Mark.
Mondo Ortiz now at 6-4.
6 serving 4.
Mondo's got
Mark.
a lot of power. And you might see a timeout from Dave Fink here if Mondo scores another point.
7 serving 4. Short. Second serve. Sorry.
Mondo's pretty dangerous around the revolving door. Dave didn't get him much room right there.
Side
and then
away.
Mondo was unable to take care of it. Fink hits the left corner for a kill and gets the side out, 4-7. Mondo
4 serving
so
7.
relaxed in there, Dave. He's chewing gum.
Screen.
In your travels, did you see other players chew gum in the handball court?
I have seen that before.
Short. Call it short.
That looked
One
good
agrees.
to me.
Second
I
serve.
thought it was good. One agreed, one didn't see it. Second serve, Dave did not argue.
Mark.
Dave Fink gets that 5th point.
Five serving 7. Side away. Seven serving 5.
This is the men's quarterfinals. Small ball pro singles. Top 16. That ball could have been on the line. Probably is the right call from the referee. Our ref is Martin Mulkerns, Dave Fink, and Mondo Ortiz. 1 game to 25, win by 2.
Mark.
A little bit of luck there by Ortiz. Ball hit his left hand near his thumb and just kind of softened in there for a right corner kill.
Mondo bounces that ball back to Dave Fink. Now at 8.
8 serving 5.
Dave Fink has 5. Mondo played outdoor big ball throughout the season this year and also coupled it with a little bit of small ball play. And he said this, he feels, is the right formula to make his small ball game better, was to do both during the season as opposed to just playing all big ball like he did the previous year. He said now I incorporated small ball and I was able to stay in my game. And he looks sharp.
Yeah, he does. He looked really good off that back wall, too.
Look how he sets up there. Over hit from Dave Fink. Mondo made the mistake previously. He knew exactly what adjustments to make. He did it. Gets another point now, 10-5. And Mondo is intimidating to play up against, too, because he'll stare at you. He's not intimidated by your gamesmanship. And now Fink is losing 11-5. Mondo
11 serving 5.
very much like John Iglesias.
Good for Ortiz, bad for Fink when the other player gets a lead. He's just batting the ball around, making unforced errors now.
12 serving 5.
Now it's automatic. There should be a timeout from Dave Fink, but he's not calling it. He's just going to let this one ride out for some reason. I know that betting is not allowed at these pro events, Dave, but I have a feeling there's some bags of sand that you might be taking home after this match is over.
Side out.
No bags of sand.
No bags.
No.
Nope.
5 serves 13.
Well, I never put a bag of sand match on anything Dave Fink does.
That's a point.
And Dave now gets another point. He's very streaky. When he's hot, he's one of the most dangerous players
13.
in handball, Dave Fink. He also has an incredible pace. You see how Mondo starts his backswing way before he gets to that ball, and Dave Fink gets another point. Mondo's now feeling it just a little bit, Dave, wearing him down, asking for the towel. This is the worst thing that can happen to Dave, because Mondo's actually out of breath. This is the race for 8, season number 3, stop number 1. Number 2 is going to be at the U.S. Open, where you're going to be playing doubles with your former national champ doubles partner Emmett Pichot.
Well, actually, Emmett said if he wins this tournament, he'll be playing singles. So
wow,
we may have to have a sub in there if you know.
Okay.
Yeah, there might
that happens.
There might have to be a Vincent sighting in doubles. You have to join that long list of players asking me to play with them, though.
So the score is
Paul Brady and
13.
Toddy Severa, Dave Chapman, Tony Healy.
There is a list.
I mean, it's tough to break into that list, too. I'll just say you're on the waiting list. Mondo makes a terrible hand there. Dave now 8-13. See, Mondo taking a little bit more time here now, 8-13. That ball might make it, doesn't. Now 9 for Fink.
Nice reverse down the right by Fink.
He said that's something he's
9
been working
serving
on.
13.
Overhit.
Side away.
Those are so frustrating, Dave. Your opponent gives you a freebie, and then you end up flooring a ball or mishitting it off your knuckles when you're not even hitting a ball
13 serving
with
9.
your knuckles even close to the play. You know, that's supposed to be an open hand shot. Oh, beautiful serve.
Mark.
No expression whatsoever from either of these players. Very dead in there.
14 serving 9.
Mondo trying to get into this halftime with a lead and some momentum back after Dave pecked away. And he went for that flat
Down,
rollout, doesn't
side
get it.
away.
Dave now serving. And you know Fink wants to
9
get up into
serving
double digits
14.
before halftime. That could have been short.
Mark.
No appeal from Mondo.
Surprising.
Oh, there it is.
Somebody told him to
Okay,
appeal
I
because
saw it
he
good.
was not going to
You
appeal.
disagree? Both disagree. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And Dave Fink knew this too. He knew somebody in the stands asked him to.
Yep, somebody in the stands
And Fink
said
knew it
something.
was short as
Short
well.
ball. Short ball. Dave, back in the court. Dave, hey, no, look, there's just a short ball. Second serve. Short ball.
That was good. Referee handled that correctly.
I actually thought it was short.
Score is 9 serving 14.
But somebody told
Second serve.
Ortiz to appeal that because when he was walking back, he was not appealing it.
That's right. Would have been 10-14. I believe, and I'm not going to try to put words, but I believe a top pro sitting down on the floor on the right side told him to appeal.
Mark.
Well,
Yeah.
he got the point back anyway.
10 serving 14.
Is it intimidating when a guy runs up like that to the dotted line like Ortiz does during your serve, where he just comes in right in the middle of your serve? Dave, I know you weren't fazed by a lot of stuff, but I know you've talked to other players
Side away.
maybe once or twice in your life.
It is. When
Out.
somebody gets close to you on the serve, you're not used to it, so it could mess up your momentum and make you change something about your serve that you normally wouldn't do unless they do that.
When you're doing that lob serve that you've been so famous for, and you see a guy walk over to that wall and get a little bit closer than normal, what goes through your head on that? Do I have to be exactly perfect here, or do you say I might change and flip it over to the right?
No, I'm happy when they come up.
You like that?
Yeah, because what I'll do is I'll try to hit the ball as close to the line as I can because they're not going to be able to fly it without stepping over
Okay.
the line.
I see. Okay.
And they're not going to
Check the
short
ball.
hop kill it, so
14 serving 10.
Wow, that was a huge tomahawk from Dave Fink.
Side away.
And another side out. Dave is prolonging this halftime from happening.
10 serving 14. I'm going to call a screen on that one. I know, but it was. Yeah. 10 serving 14. 2 serves.
with the new WPH rules, cursing is not allowed without
Short.
Well, I'm
getting
not sure.
hefty fines.
I'm not sure if "oh my God"
Second
is
serve.
a curse word. I mean, if it is, you might be going to hell. And I think there's worse things than a $100 fine going to happen to you.
That's true.
So I'm not sure.
Side
See how
away.
he jumped after hitting that shot? He didn't stay low. He hit and jumped, and that's why he had the unforced error there.
14 serving 10.
This is another long rally between these two. Oh, and Dave
Great
does a
shot.
stiletto left-handed kill
Hand
to
off.
get the side out. Dave's now served 4 times to get off 10.
Same score. 10 serving 14. Short. I called short. He agreed. Both agree. Second serve.
It is a little entertaining. I like that serve from Fink.
I do too.
Side away.
He gets the setup, just didn't put it away.
Dave has this
14
mid-waist
serving
kill
10.
shot of his that when he gets on, he's deadly. He doesn't really let the ball drop a lot. And there it is. We are now at halftime at 15-10, and we'll have a 3-minute break.
No. It was gone by you. It was gone. That's a mark. 15.
Mondo very consistent that first game.
I didn't see. I thought the ball. He killed that ball. I don't think he could have got it.
We
15,
waited around
10,
just a
3.
little bit here because we thought perhaps maybe the ref might be talked into it, but it's just not going to happen. We're going to have a 3-minute break. We'll be back in just a few seconds as we look at this replay here and see what Dave was talking about. I think Dave said there was some contact. I don't see any contact there whatsoever. There's no screen. And Mondo just laughs as he walks by, but there's not even a screen in sight or any type of contact. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Stick around for more action here at racefor8.com. No, just halftime.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards!
Oh, don't. Oh,
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay,
Yeah.
here it comes.
oh, Mom!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Seated ahead of me.
1 minute. I don't know where he's from. I think he's from California.
We are back, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, for the second half of this men's quarterfinal match as Mondo takes down Dave Fink in the first half, 15-10, but we go to 25. That's why we play the full match.
You need a time?
My name is Dave Vincent. We're standing here in the broadcast booth next to the self-proclaimed greatest white athlete of all time. I know I'm saying that wrong. It's not an exact quote that you gave us, Dave. But earlier, Dave Chapman said, I am the greatest white athlete of all time. And here you are.
Time's in.
It's a pleasure
Just
for you
check
to be
the ball
sitting
there.
next to me.
It is, actually. I want to thank you for giving us some of your brilliance.
So
And
second
throughout this
half,
match, we're asking you as many questions as
David
we
serving,
possibly
the score
can
is
ask
10 serving 15.
about court positioning, strategy. I mean, you're certainly one of the best strategists of all time. I was
the
doing
good thing
this.
about it is you're getting a reduced price of only $100
give him a
per
replay on
question.
that. I think
Generally,
he
I
would've got
charge
it.
$150, so
I
we're
think
up
he
to
had a
about
chance. It wasn't
$4,000
that
right
It's
now.
not bad. That's a typical
No, I
day.
think it's a replay. He had a chance.
Now Dave Fink talks Martin Mulkern's into that
It wasn't going that
hinder.
far.
I didn't see it that way, but
10 serving 15.
I was talking to Fred Lewis
Mark,
once on one of
check the
these
ball.
long trips to Santa Fe to Tucson, Arizona, where we were saying, let's do this thing where who has the best
11 serving
back wall
15.
shot of all time. And
Short.
Dave Chapman, Toddy Severa, Vince
Second
Munoz.
serve.
We started naming the names, and he would say Paul Haber and Nadi Alvarado Sr. So I would go with the younger generation. He would go with a higher one, but he would say your name a lot. And what started the conversation is Dave Chapman the greatest handball player of all time? And he quickly went to Nadi Alvarado Sr. and then brought up Jimmy Jacobson, like Fred does, right? But then at the end, when I said, okay, who has the best ceiling game? Every time I would say it, he would say Dave Chapman. I go, well, let me go back. I asked who the best player of all time was, and you said Nadi and Jimmy and
12 serving
and you're in
15.
the mix and Paul Brady. But then when I asked about the individual things on the court, who does it the best, you said Dave Chapman's name first on everything. Lob serve, ceiling ball. And he goes, well,
Point.
I don't know what to say. And then he just it got awkwardly quiet for a while. And that's what a lot of
13
players,
serving 15.
when you sit back and ask them who had the best back wall game of all time, they would say your name right up there with the top players. And the same for the methodical stuff. There's a between the leg shot from Mondo Ortiz, keeps this rally going, maybe one of the best of the tournament so far. Dave gets it back to the front wall. Crowd's going to like him. Mondo dives in and misses it.
Great rally.
Very good rally by both
Point.
players. And the
we need a
question
towel?
is asked, are the players
You need a
better
towel?
today than yesterday? Who is a better player? And I look at the tapes and I've played them all. I haven't played Nadi Sr. in singles.
Is it wet?
And you see the way Brady is playing now, and
If you don't see
he
it
doesn't
wet,
have
we're
the
playing
titles,
on.
but you
Time
have
out.
to say that
Okay, first timeout. One
as
minute.
bad as he's beating people,
Scores 14, serving
that his
15.
name should be right up there in the top three. One of my goals this year is to be fit for the Nationals and be able to hopefully go up against him and just for myself know, is he better than everybody is? And he might be. I truly believe the players of today are better than the players of yesterday. Players today are, in my opinion, more fit. They have more power, move better on the court. You didn't see diving back in the 60s
20
and
seconds.
70s and 80s. Nadi Sr. never dove for a shot.
He told me I used to dive and then I got good.
So it's tough to really say who's the best. I think if you put Nadi
Okay.
Sr.
That's time in.
in this group today,
The score is
I think he would be up
14,
there
serving
and possibly
15.
be one of the best. But I truly think players get better as time goes on, and that's pretty much true with all sports,
Point.
maybe except boxing.
I think Mondo's questioning whether Dave got that on 2 bounces. Either that or Mondo's telling him to pick up the sweat. But
Together
Dave
at
now
15.
has tied this at 15. Well, it is a great argument, and it happens in every sport. And I guess that one example is, I could be wrong, but if everything translate evenly as we watch this rally here, Dave
Point.
now gets a 16th point. Usain Bolt compared to Jesse Owen. And they showed, the Olympics of both, and they transposed Jesse running
16,
alongside
serving 15.
Usain Bolt. It was on ESPN Sports Science. And Usain would have won by something like 20 yards. And Jesse was the fastest man in the world at the time.
Hand off.
And people say, well, Jesse doesn't have the training facilities as Usain does, and he doesn't have the shoes and the equipment. But Usain Bolt grew up with a
15,
dirt
serving
floor
16.
with no TV. He didn't even know who Jesse Owen was. Not saying that translates to handball,
Hand
but
off.
nonetheless, there is differences. Now, I do believe a guy like Ted
16
Ted
serving
Williams
15.
probably would have been a great batter in today's world
Short.
because he was a master at, studying the art of
Second
batting.
serve.
I'm sure he would have been good.
And so would Pete Rose.
Yeah, I'm sure these guys would have been great.
Replay.
But let's take it in reverse. How great would Paul Brady have been if he played
16-15.
in the 50s? How great would have you have been if you would have played in the 50s or the 40s or the 30s? I mean, you might not have ever
Hand
lost
off.
a match. Paul Brady's not losing a match now.
Right.
But then, back then, Dave, they had draws of 164,
15 serving
200
16.
people in one bracket. That's the reason why the Nationals are 7 days or 6 days
Short.
long.
But you wouldn't have a tough match till you got to the quarterfinals
agree.
of that tournament. You'd have
Second serve.
people like you entered in there where, just a
Filler.
formality.
Filler.
Just a filler. Yeah.
just to see how I could do against Graybill.
Wow.
That was
Hand
back
off.
foot, offhand, flat roll.
sort of a tennis shot from Dave Fink.
I'd like to see Mondo
16 serving
start getting
15.
his confidence back here and start shooting more.
Like that?
Yep, just like that.
Side away. Same score. 15 serving 16.
I like those shoes that Mondo's wearing. Looks like he's helping kids
Short.
across a crosswalk. Late call from the referee, but the correct one.
Second serve.
That's a lucky
Hand
shot.
off.
Lucky right-handed fist.
$16 serving 15.
And a great left-handed pass by Armando Ortiz.
Side out. 15 serving 16.
I like
Wow.
that.
Wow, very nice.
Mondo looked good hitting that shot as
Great
well.
control.
Together at 16.
Excellent form.
I believe he's pretty brutal around the revolving doors.
Short. Second serve.
Dave, I saw a whole series of Dave Chapman pictures today on Facebook that you were tagged on. Mondo very
Side away.
lackluster there. Not sure if you saw those
Together at
pictures or not,
16.
but that's the work of the great
Short.
Lolita photographer of the WPH.
Second serve.
She also complains about everything that the WPH does. More than just a photographer, she's a critic, especially of her husband.
Side away.
Took a quick swing there, Dave. Just a unorthodox swing. He didn't stay with the ball when it came around off the
Together
sidewall.
at 16.
You need to slow your body down when you're coming back for a shot like that.
We're all together at 16. We're going to 25. These guys have had legendary
Mark.
battles. They both won. They both lost. I'll take a quick look at my little cheat sheet and tell you
17 serving 16.
what their matchup record is. In the race events, they're 1-1 so far in the last 3 years in the race events. One win,
Towel.
one loss,
Side away.
a piece.
Dave actually looking a little winded in there.
That's rare. Dave Fink moved to Tucson, Arizona about 5 months ago, and he's already in these new handball leagues that they have there, tennis leagues. And he's already taken over the #1 spot in Tucson. #1 tennis player in a place where they play tennis. You have to remember back in the 90s, he
Okay.
walked in on the tennis team. They had scholarship players that were on that team, and Dave walked in and became the #1 star on the tennis team.
Dave, a great athlete. He's a 2-3 handicap in golf. Great table tennis player. Great tennis player.
Okay,
Pro
just check the
handball
ball.
player. Just an all-around very excellent athlete.
He's great at
Resume
liar's
and play.
dice, and he knows how to
David
gamble
serving
Texas Hold'em
16
style.
serving 17.
16-17.
Short. Second serve. Thank you. Side away. Towel again. Okay. Here's
Dave,
the
I
big
didn't
one.
get to see the match yesterday between
bigger-
Ortiz and Alvarado. Do you think Mondo played better yesterday, or is he playing
I
better
don't know.
in this
I
match
think it
today?
should be fine.
Oh, he played
If he
better
dies another
yesterday.
time, it'll be
You know,
strange.
you have to keep in mind that Mondo had underneath his belt, he has 3 matches already that he's played. So
Okay.
he's being wore down
Check
just
the-
a little
check
bit
the
right
ball.
now. But yesterday he did play. His opening round was incredible.
Score
Naughty
is
just
17 serving 16.
didn't give himself any opportunities really to win that match against Mondo. And Mondo just played steady. Had a big lead, and Naughty caught back up to him. I think this is the reason why Dave Fink, out of all the people in the draw, fears Mondo just as much as anybody.
Replay.
Oh,
He
wow.
was there. He was there.
And the
that's
crowd
close.
doesn't really, they're
Crowd
split.
didn't like that one. That's the intimidation factor you have when you ref David Fink's match. You don't want him to come outside that door.
Is it your T-shirt that's making the court wet?
Referee can easily do it. He can change
Dave,
Mondo's T-shirt.
Is your T-shirt wet? Can you dry them as well then?
Mondo is completely soaking wet here, and the referee should make him change his shirt.
Yes. We do need a shirt change.
Yeah. Back in the court. He's the one asking for it. So.
Mondo should change his shirt. He's the reason why I believe this court is so wet.
Okay. So it's a replay. 17 serving 16.
We're at 17-16 here. This is a one-game match to 25. We're at the 45-minute mark. Oh, and Dave inside
Side
outs
away.
that ball to the front. Clips the left corner, rolls out, and it's a side out. Fink trailing 16-17 by 1.
16 serving 17.
Mondo's
Hand
not
off.
going to miss 2 back wall setups in a row. The first one he kind of gave back to Dave, but that one he
17 serving 16.
killed in the right corner.
Mark.
There's another point for Mondo. Dave, I brought this up to Fink yesterday, and he answered favorably. You said it earlier. You know, I'm coming back. I'm getting into better shape, and I can't wait to play Paul Brady again, or I want to play him again. The top pros, the elite pros, don't seem to want to shy away from anybody. When they see, like, I give you an example. Luis Moreno saw that he had to play one of the guys that he can't beat,
Okay,
Alan
check
Garner,
the ball.
in the semifinals if he were to go on to advance. He didn't say one
Okay,
word,
sound.
not
Okay.
complain one time about it. He knows that Alan Garner
18
probably should be in
serving
the bottom
16.
bracket and that he should be playing Fink, but it's just the way it is. And he's actually looking forward to it because he wants to get that win, because he wants to shut guys like me up. He also had to play Martin Mulkerns, the national finalist, in the opening round. He didn't complain about that, and he said, I actually want to play this guy. Is that something
Mark.
that, I mean, you don't know any different because you are an elite player, but I see you don't shy away from anybody. When the draw comes out and you see that
What is
you're
it?
up against a great player, you say, I want to play this guy.
I thought it was good.
Where does that spawn from? Where does that come from?
Well, it comes from
It's a mark.
the love of competition, and
19
you
serving
always want to
16.
play the best players to prove to yourself and other people that you do belong in the seed that you're at. You know, we all get good
Mark.
draws, we all get bad draws. It evens out. And
20
Moreno
serving
being in the shape
16.
he's in, he can face 4 good players in 25-point games and not worry about stamina too much. So I think he wants to prove that he belongs in that number 1 spot, and I think he wants to have a shot at Garner and beating him.
Oh.
Ortiz just making
Mark.
some great shots and taking over this game, 21-16.
But why do you see some of these other players that might be around that, I'm not even going to name names, but around the number 5 through maybe number 12, they would be
That's a mark.
upset with their draw, and to a point where
21
it's
serving
obsessive,
16.
like completely complaining. Is it insecurity, not wanting to face certain players?
Well, they want to
Short.
try and get a freebie into that quarterfinal or semifinal
Second
spot.
serve.
They don't. Sometimes I feel like some players don't want to earn the right to be there. They just want to have a
Mark.
good draw to get them there.
Maybe that's what separates the men from the boys just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
22 serving 16.
I can always tell when there's a real champion around because they don't complain about anything. You see these other guys that complain about, you know, the code of conduct will have a fine for cussing or saying a bad word or something. You get these people that will complain about that. That ball slid when it hit the ground after. His shirt is soaking wet.
Did it skid? No, I thought it just spun away from you, to be honest.
Mondo's not going to complain. Referee really
I'm
could have
calling
and
it- I'm
should
call-
have
I'm
changed
calling
his
it
shirt
I saw a spin,
10
I
minutes
just saw
ago.
A spin away from you, 'cause
Yeah,
you hit
that
it so
did
hard off
slide.
the back wall.
It did slide.
What? I'm looking, I see it, and it just seemed to spin by you because you hit it off the back wall. So I'm calling it a point. Change the gloves.
You talk about the players not complaining about, you know, the draws and the fines and all that. There have been a few complaints though about the color commentary. So
Dave, can you
Yeah,
change your shirt
a
as
lot
well?
of complaints. But you know, the easiest way to get over that is just turn the volume down.
Well,
It's also, it's not a requirement that you need to
do you have another one to put on?
watch. It's not a requirement. I mean, it's not part of your daily life. So you can actually you can mute the whole thing and actually turn the power button off.
I like the muting because you know we like watching the games, but maybe not listening to the WPH executive director and his comments.
Specifically him. We have Ashley Cheatham, who is courtside, and right now, Ashley, Armando Ortiz has 23 points. We're going to 25, and Dave Fink has 16. So Mondo, who is now on his, I don't know, 3rd or 4th pair of gloves, really hydrated quite well
As
here.
long as I see it, that's how it is.
I know that you'll be on the court with him if he is to go on to defeat David Fink, and I know Dave's going to fight all the way to the finish line here. But Ashley's our new sideline reporter, and she'll jump in and talk to one of these guys. Dave, could be Mondo, could be
Okay,
Dave
we
Fink,
ready to
but
go?
right now Mondo is ahead by 7.
Mondo has the lead. He has the confidence. I think he's going to close it out here very shortly.
Now, what's the over and under after this match is over that Dave Fink is in this booth within 30 seconds?
Okay, Armando serving.
I'm going to take over 30 seconds.
Really? Okay.
Score is 23 serving 16.
to 16. Dave's really focusing on that serve to the right. Mondo goes to the left. Don't think that was a great shot from Mondo. Dave goes down low, throws his hands up. It's really quiet in here, Dave.
Side
Oh,
away.
that was a nice little squeaker down that left wall.
$16 serving 23.
It's going to be a huge setup for Dave Fink.
And he puts
Mark.
it away.
Now, those are very frustrating when you get that big setup and the ball hits the back wall and mouses off the
17 serving
the
23.
floor off the back door. But it didn't happen for Fink there. The crowd would have erupted, though. And Mondo
Mark.
loses another point. Now, I had some people in the crowd were located close look at me and throw 2 fingers up thinking that Dave might have picked up 2 bounces there
Do you need a
on the
towel?
right wall. Dave, it's
Okay,
impossible
can we
to
get
see.
a towel there, please?
I know you're watching it, though.
I thought he got all the shots that he dug out.
Take the towel if you need it.
Mondo's questioning that it shouldn't be wet, and Dave said, come over and look at it. Mondo, of course, not walking over there to look at it. Mondo's upset that Dave's asking for the towel, and then Dave's saying, come over and look at it. It's wet.
Okay. So the score is 18 serving 23.
Back to 18 and 23. Dave dives down again. Mondo throws it in. Dave dives down again. Mondo throws it in. Dave is not going to dive on that one, but he slams into the wall. Mondo has an opening, goes for the kill shot and gets
Side
it.
out.
What is he appealing
You're appealing your own serve. You're appealing the serve. I saw the serve good. You agree? Both agree. Side out.
Dave takes a little extra time, then goes and looks for the sweat.
Anything close on that serve, did you?
I didn't see it being short, but it did afford about an extra 10 seconds of time.
23 serving 18.
I've seen Fink come back from these before. 23 to 18. These guys have had legendary battles. Oh, and Mondo, nice little underhanded paddle shot there from Mondo Ortiz at 24 to 18. Now that's where the big ball pays off right there.
That was a great shot at 23-18. He had all the confidence in the world.
That's going to be tough. That ball just dies on that sidewall.
Timeout. That's your second.
Timeout being called on the court as these guys both feeling the pressure. This is just a timeout. One of the patrons here, the viewers, threw a towel to Dave Fink as he stepped off the court, and Dave just deflected it and threw it back on the floor. As if to say, I don't want this. Get it out of here. I mean, the court's wet on every play, but I don't want this towel to towel off. 24-18.
30 seconds.
Ortiz is returning the serve. Dave will be serving here. Ortiz trying to make it to the semifinals. This kid's dangerous.
10 seconds. Okay, resuming play. The score is 18 serving 24.
Oh.
Side away.
That was a weird hand error.
Just not enough juice to get that to the front wall. Now Mondo for the third time trying
24 serving 18.
Take down this match. 24-18. Emmett Peixote and Sean Lenning coming up next. Dave just barely able to get that by, and Mondo, I thought, was going to roll that out with his right.
Replay. Sorry. I had a call. I didn't think you had a shot, and then he jumped.
Yeah, that's tough for the referee there, Dave.
It is tough.
Replay.
I didn't think he had a shot, and then he jumped out of the way right when I called it. I don't know what else to say.
24 serving 18.
That's why sometimes it's always good to just wait an extra second before making the call, because these players are so quick that something can open up in just a half a second.
Great observation. Second serve.
Second serve.
I've learned so much. Big setup for Dave Fink. And he goes for that kill shot, hits it, gets a side out, now serving again at 18.
He's been stuck on 18 for about 4 serves now.
18 serving 24. Screen. Mark, just check the ball.
Just a power shot down the middle, and Mondo chooses to try and short hop it rather than go off the back wall.
It looked like Mondo was upset at something there. And he wants to argue with the referee, but he's just not arguing, and he and Dave are handling it. I don't know what that was.
19 serving 24.
Was in question. Mondo out of position. Dave's going to capitalize up front. Mondo does a left-handed push. He's in driver's seat here. Goes for it, gets it, side out. Mondo now serving to win the match again. Serve number 5.
Okay, that's fine.
Mondo wants to tie his shoe, asks the referee, gets it.
Side out.
This is an
Score
amazing
is
tournament, Dave. People are
24
walking around.
serving 19.
Everyone's moving their mouth at this tournament. That means that they're either talking or chewing something. There's a lot of food and there's a lot of friends here. Mondo going for that win. And there it is. Mondo takes down Dave Fink.
Excellent match. Great all-around playing by Mondo Ortiz.
And you hear the crowd. Let's go into the court really quickly here with Ashley Cheatham, who is courtside with Mondo Ortiz. Ashley?
All right, thanks, Dave. So that match was crazy, a lot of emotions, even down to the sweat played a factor in it. How do you feel about it? It's an emotional win.
It is an emotional win. Last time I did at a pro side was, I think it was Tucson, when I beat Alan Garner, and that was like 4 months after my surgery. And to do it again is, I mean, I give my hat to the people who won nationals back to back to back, because it's tough. It's tough.
Okay, well, congratulations, and get ready for your semifinal.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dave.
Thank you. Mondo Ortiz there said it was an emotional win, but he's been kind of having those emotional wins as of late. Congratulations to him, taking down Dave Fink as he now advances to the semifinals for the first time at a race stop. We're going to take a break. We have Emmett Pichot and Sean Lenning coming up right after this one. That's scheduled to start right now, so that'll be about 10 minutes. You stick around. More handball action here at racefor8.com.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna
Ready?
be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on line. I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay. You like it?
All
They
right.
might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Ahern Rentals is the largest independently owned and operated rental business in the United States. We are proud to maintain outstanding working relationships with over 100 manufacturers, including JLG, Skyjack, Genie, Kubota, Multiquip, Honda, and many more. From coast to coast, Ahern Rentals is here to service your equipment rental needs. For a complete list of locations near you, please visit us at www.ahern.com or call 1-800-400-1610.